Hello everyone, this is Tim with another interactive manual tutorial for KTaNE. Today we're going to be making interactive for Pathfinder. It's going to be very fun, more fun actually than previous interactives I've made for a special reason that I will reveal later. We're going to have a lot of fun making this one, and it's going to be very interactive and very cool. So this is the original manual. I've already gotten started on making the new one. I reworded these instructions here to be a little more clear. Without any of the lore, it's just what you do to solve it. And I made it a second page, and I'm trying out some arrow styles because these are the numbers that I'm going to want on the buttons. This is going to be the reset button symbol, and one of these two will be the arrow in the bottom right, and I'm probably going to put one up here in the top left, just to indicate where you're starting. But maybe I'll leave that one out. Maybe I'll just have highlight colors on the grid. So, yep, so we're going to make a grid, 4x4 grid, and we're going to have a reset button and an arrow here, just like the module. And you're going to be able to just type numbers on either the numbers above the keyboard or the number pad, and very quickly fill in all 16 numbers. You won't have to even click anything really to fill those in. It'll have at least two modes, one where you're filling in the numbers and one where you're, solving it. You can go through and click it as if it were the module, and it'll obey the same rules probably. What we're going to do for this one is just copy the code, the source code, even though it's written in C#. It's written in C#, but I'm thinking we'll just do exactly what this does, but in JavaScript, to prevent you from clicking the wrong ones. Yeah, since this is an interactive manual, I'm thinking I'll make it work exactly like the module. Yeah, so you can't click backwards, like you can't go in the reverse direction that you just came from, things like that. You can't go diagonally. I could make it so that you can click anywhere. So it's kind of debatable whether or not I would want to have this interactive enforce the rules or just let the expert make the mistake if they don't understand the rules of moving diagonally, moving behind them. It's probably more reasonable, I would think. You would still allow them to move in any direction, and it's just up to you to know which ones you can't do. I might do that. Yeah, I might just leave it up to the expert to understand the rules, and so it is still possible for you to generate an invalid solution for the for your diffuser. I don't know. It feels too much like cheating to have it impossible for you to generate a path that the diffuser can't actually do. Plus, you can't strike, so it's not like having that ability to make that mistake is going to, cause a strike anyway. So I don't know. I'll think about it some more. But that'll be the reset button. This will probably be the arrow that goes down here, just so it looks like the module. This is a font that I chose to be the numbers on the keys. I didn't think it was worth adding this font to the repository just for this one manual, but maybe I will. It wouldn't be too hard. Why don't I grab that? Okay, so I've saved that font, and yep, and get recognized as a new thing there. So yeah, here's the code for the new interactive. Yeah, it just has a second page with not much on it. So why don't we try doing that and see what it looks like. Hey, there you go. These are the exact numbers that are on the module. See that? I like it. All right, you know what? I am going to do that. It's 58 kilobytes. Yeah, sure. It's a nice font. I think I'll add it to the repo. So the next thing we're going to do is build this grid of squares. I kind of like how they're separated from each other on the module. So I don't want to use a table for that. I think I want to use just a grid of divs like we've been doing in previous modules like Twister, how it just generated a grid of them. Yeah, and I'll give them a margin, and I'll give them a container around them so that they are always in this same orientation and not they don't get like pushed to the next row or whatever when the page gets resized. Yeah, the controls will probably be free to move around though. yeah, I'll have the main thing here, and then we'll any controls that are over on the side or something, I'll probably have those in a horizontal stack, and those things can like get pushed to the next row if it's on mobile, or if you have it like really minimized horizontally. So let's get started on making this grid. We'll go right to the Twister Interactive, and we'll take a look here at how this was done. Okay, so it adds a div. It's a row there. Yeah, it just adds rows. They go one after another. And these things automatically get stacked vertically just because that's how the default is in HTML, is that things will stack vertically. And so if you put a bunch of these things that are going to stack horizontally, then we're good there. And we'll get the script part started here. Okay. And now we will do this. Okay. Okay, so we're not going to need rotations. Yeah, we might want to do letters and numbers again. That's probably a good idea. So we'll copy that too. And we're going to have all of this kind of stuff. We're not going to have any stages, but we will have states. I don't think we're going to need that coordinate thing this time, though. Because I don't think we're going to need to move things at all. Okay, we'll steal all of that stuff there. Go like this. Make this a variable here. Not going to need a stage. Counter. Okie. Yeah. So just got to replace all the stuff here. We're going to call symbol row something different. Dump that right in there. We're almost certainly going to need the stacks again. So we'll put that right there. Okay, and now we can change symbol row slab row, because we're going to have slabs, because that's what they're called in the manual. They're called slabs in the original manual, these squares. So we'll call them that in the interactive because it's a cool word. Okay, squares are fine. Net square is fine. Let's go and find the square class. There we go. Oh, it's big here. It's got all kinds of stuff in it that some of it we're not going to need. Now let's see. This is 412. Where is this located? The order matters. It's before. Good. Okay, so we'll keep it before. Okay, we're not going to need these, I don't think. Okay, keep that as is for now. Is there a font size? Yeah, cool. Oh, okay. So, and then we'll make a net square have a different font size. That's what we'll do. The mat cells from Twister and take the styles off of those. There we go. Except that these will be net squares. It ought to be pretty good. Don't think we're going to need that. So we are creating some net squares. I'm going to call this net square. We're not going to have a white class because that's, well, maybe we will. No. Well, it won't be white. It'll be that color and orange text. So have a default background color for these guys. And we will make it that color. Let's try that. Getting a little ahead of ourselves because we haven't actually put anything down yet, but we will. don't know if we're even, well, we're going to have some tools, but I think they're mostly going to be above the grid, actually. We're going to have some buttons above the grid. Okay, we're not going to need that. We're going to call this the grid. That'll be columns then. So this is 4 by 4. Okay, we got a start there. Squares is once again not defined. Columns. Okay, that's a good start. Oh, those ABCDs. Things are huge. I want that here. There we go. Okay, so yeah, the squares will have the giant font there. And just for now, let's put this back in, just so I can see those things as big as they're going to be. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, 4 of them will fit next to each other just nicely. They'll be farther apart than this, but and the numbers don't go all the way up to 9 generally. I don't think I've seen more than 5 on this module, but okay, why don't you get rid of that for now? Right, so we'll put the code right here for if. So what we're going to do is append a button here and there. This one won't be a button though, it'll just be a square. If y equals 2. Okay, good. That one's got an extra one and it's got the symbol on it. Gonna insert that in here also because we're gonna need that now. Is that gonna do anything for us? Perfect. So everything's left justified now. Cool. Because this is an H stack and we're gonna allow it to wrap. So if we put that there, yeah, see, it's in a horizontal stack now. I guess you can't really see it, but oh, here, this one. Yeah, so these things are quote unquote horizontally stacked, but there's not enough room for this one, so it just shoves it to the next line. Cool. So if we put anything else over there, which we probably will, some controls or something, they'll just wrap and the page is too small. Okay. I wonder if they're all going to be like that. What happens if we insert text into these guys? Let's just put text inside them for now. Make them all 4s. Oh, good, good. They're all misaligned. Perfect. So maybe I'll shrink that a little bit or make the cells bigger. So that's what's happening. They just don't fit in the cell. How big are the numbers? Yeah, they're smaller than that, so we can take that down a little bit, or we can make the squares bigger. We take all of these 66 pixel things and make them 85 pixels. See what that does. I didn't actually do it. How about now? Well, that was the issue. So let's go to 72. And we're going to want to take this down 60 or so. Okay, that's getting closer. Well, I'll just have to make them smaller then. I mean, we can definitely force it where we want it, but maybe I don't want to do that. How about 50? Yeah, now they're nice and centered. Can we make that any bigger and still get away with it? That's pretty close. And they're all clickable too, so that's very cool. These don't really need to have pointers. Cursor default. Yep, that works. Easy. And now we just have to make it work like the game. I'm going to put a couple of different controls up here though for different modes. You won't be able to type in the numbers on mobile except by clicking them. I guess you could do that. Yeah, so I'm going to put some controls up here. Maybe over here. That's probably fine if they're over there. Actually, maybe if they're on this side, it would be best, because then they'll be above when the thing wraps. But why don't we create them in order here? No, I'm going to create the tools after the table. Okay, so this is going to be tools. So these are going to be buttons, not divs. Keep that in there for now. We'll need it later, I think. Oh, what is the text for this? It's read. Yeah, it'll start out as read. Okay, nice and round there. Yep, that's good. Why don't we not make it a square? It doesn't need to be a square. Great. Solve. What happens if we make it a letter longer when you click it? Oh, it grows. Perfect. And give that thing its own special class so we can find it. Read solve. That'll be the read solve button. Go from read mode where you're writing down the read and solving mode where you're solving it. Okay. Dot solve before content becomes. There's no way this does it, right? Yeah, that puts it before, yeah. Okay, fine. Fine. Read not dot solve. Read. Perfect. So now we just get rid of the extra text. Don't need to give it any text at all. Read, solve. Perfect. And we're going to want to click it again. Toggle class. Read, solve. Cool. Oof, we're going to not want that to shift the whole grid when I do that, though. Got tools. Have a particular width, 80. Cool. There we go. Now the whole thing has a very particular width, 80 pixels, and it'll never get, yeah, okay. And then if we scoot this over like this, yep, goes right on top of the board. Perfect. Yeah, let's put some controls in first for entering the numbers. I think if we click on them, they're gonna, I think in read mode, if we click on them, it'll select them and change the number. Yeah, I think so, because then you can still do it in mobile if you really want to. I do like to have my manuals also workable in on phone on a mobile device also. And we're going to add no pointer to that guy because this will never be clickable. Background transparent. Okay, good. Border none. Cool. Oh, forgot to make the text orange, this color. Lovely. I like it. Yeah, this isn't clickable at all. It's just an arrow. That's good. Oh, I've lost the cursor, the pointer. Net square cursor pointer. This thing counts as a net square, right? Yeah, good. Right, let's make a way of entering the numbers. Let's make them all start at 0. Okay, and then when you click them, see, I don't even know if we're going to need, oh no, we're going to need coordinates. Yeah. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to find out what mode we're in. If has class solve, then we are going to take the text on this thing, this dot text, right? So we're going to want to increment it. Let's just make a couple of variables here. I like how this one was structured. It has 2 copies of it. Game grid equal. Okay, so we're just going to make, I know there's probably better ways of doing this, but whatever. We've got our 4x4 grid. I'm probably going to need another one of them too, like the original one that doesn't change at all. Right, so we have X and Y, and we know that's what this one is, so we'll be good there. We'll go game grid of X minus 1. Might as well address it X and Y, it doesn't matter, it's not that. If we're not solving, why don't we make a function for this? That seems reasonable. There we go. Mode equals mode read. So that's, let's see if that works. Hey, look at that. Wow, we can go quite high on that. That's very cool. Sweet. And that doesn't do anything yet, but we will do that. And this one, yeah, this one doesn't even have a function or anything. Okay, great. X, Y. Yeah, there we go. X, Y. Great. So then we gotta remember to do this. Also, okay. And then the reset should then work. Oh, but they're equal right now, yeah. Oh, is equal to grid.children lem.text, something like that. Oops. Oh, does the y come first? The y comes first, doesn't it? Yeah, the first children are y, the y coordinates. Okay, so what we want to do then is to say, okay, we're going to want to capture some keyboard stuff. Shifted Maze had all kinds of keyboard capture stuff, yeah. Oh yeah, you could use the arrows too. That would be interesting. I think I will do that. Might as well support WASD also. Okay. What I really wanted though was numbers, so that's at the end. So we'll capture everything here. Actually, that's pretty nice that I already have that worked out. There we go, perfect. We're gonna want the directions too. And we'll do that. I have that in there. Don't know what we're going to do with the direction just yet, but let's just take care of this first. If mode equals read mode, all of this stuff. Not going to do anything with the directions just yet. The way that we're going to do this, yeah, we are going to have a selection system. Not going to need that one. We're going to need this though. There's a special thing for rings, okay. Right there. Actually, I don't know if we do want to do that on document click. Probably always want to have at least one square selected. Okay, if x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1, selected equals element, and cool. So yeah, that first one will be selected, and then I think we're never going to want actually to have nothing selected. It's probably a good idea. Let's give these a special one. We gotta give these things a special net square class. Doesn't do anything except identifies them as unique. There we go. So there we go. So then selected.text is now equal to n. And current x, current y, current x, current y. These are going to be equal to n. There we go. We're going to set it equal to n, and we're going to make the text n. So this is in read mode, so we're updating the original also. Hey, look at that. I can set it to whatever I want by typing. Can I make this one selected now? Aw. Okay, so when you click on them, here's what we're going to do. Selected equals this. Update selection. Now what we need is to style them so you can tell which one's selected. Yeah, they just turn a different shade in the module. I think I want to change the background a little bit to make it really obvious that that's the one selected. Net square dot selected. These are going to have a background color. Turn up this to 9. Awesome. That doesn't change anything. 5, 6, 3, 7. Ah, beautiful. 4, 0, 1, 5. Yeah, and it automatically increments it too, which is fine. Oh, but it doesn't. Oops. Current, oh, I'm not updating the current X and Y. Duh. So we can say right here, current X equals X minus 1. Current Y equals Y minus 1. Okay, so that should do that. 1, 2. Make that one a 5, this one a 4, and then we go back to clicking that one and this one. Great. So I also want to make it advanced so that you can type in the numbers really fast. So you don't have to click on each one and type in the number. So we will make the numbers advance mod rows. There we go. So that should make that work. And then we've got to select the next one in line. So that's easy because we already have a way of addressing them. Current Y, current X, selected equals lem update selection 4, 5, 8, 9. Aw, it doesn't advance the. Oh. Okay. Rows -1. Fine, no problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1. And it goes back to the beginning. Cool. So you can totally type these out as fast as you can type. Awesome. That's very cool. Doesn't even have time to do the selection there. I like how there's a slight transition delay there. 6, 5, 2, 1. And then if I just go and click on any of them, they all advance by 1. Cool. Also, I found the sound of this module. I've in the assets. Actually, let's take care of this right now because I wanted to do this. I'm going to make these into MP3s. There we go. It's a very lovely sound. We're going to want to export this as an MP3 instead. Right, so that's that lovely solve sound. Export. And we might as well. Okay, so we'll take some audio element here. Dot append to grid. Great. Doesn't matter where you put it really, because it's invisible and it just takes up no space. Footstep, is that what it is? Yes. .mp3. Okay, and we'll do another one like this. Solve.mp3. Audio solve. Mode solve. We're going to do audio step.play. Yeah, that'll be fun. So let's keep these up here because you're going to need to do that anyway. Simplify our code a lot there. These are going to be minus equals 1, aren't they? Because as soon as you click on one of them, yeah, the number goes down. Not the original grid though. Leave that alone. That way we can reset it. Okay, let's see how it works. Any errors? Not yet. Okay, who knows if this is a possible puzzle or not? Doesn't matter. Go to solve mode. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't wait. It doesn't wait for it to... We kind of need to spawn a new one just so it'll overlap. So a couple of things on Stack Overflow said that you can clone the node and then play it. See if that works. Hey, and it restores it back to the way it was. make that animation now. I want to make the zeros go away and become unclickable. Okay, if n equals 0, we are going to apply a special class to this that will make it fade away. Fallen. Sure. Because it falls into the lava. Yeah. And then we're going to want to make sure we take that away. Remove class fallen. If it's 0, I guess. If n is not equal to 0, remove class fallen. I think as soon as we switch into solve mode, we're going to want to fade away any zeros that are left. So now if mode equals mode solve, we're going to do this. Yeah, we're also going to add some stuff down here where it will, the things to tell your diffuser, down, left, up, right, things like that. If game grade xy is equal to 0, yeah, lem dot add class fallen. Just get rid of them right away. I wonder if we can change the transition time while it, as soon as it gets the new class. Let's find out. That would be really cool if we could do that. Otherwise, we'll have to add 2 classes, and it's like one after the other, and I don't want to do that. Dot fallen. I mean, everything, really. Transition everything, 2 seconds. And then what we're going to want to do is color transparent, background color transparent, border color transparent. That ought to make it disappear, huh? See, now, I'm sure this is going to work, but oh, it does. Wow. We got to make them all come back too. That was a really slow fade. Beautiful. It applied the transition property first and then changed the stuff. I hope that works on Firefox too. Let's find out in a minute here. We got to bring them all back. Actually, you know what? Let's do this loop only once. We'll save us some time there. Dot net square, put that in quotes. Dot remove class fallen. Go to this. They all fade away because they've fallen, and they all come back. Oh, and they come back quick. Perfect. Awesome. Maybe that's a little too slow. 1.2. How's that work? Yeah, it's good. Oops, I didn't want to do it right away. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I like it. Especially the sound effects. That's just wonderful. I'm definitely not taking that out of there. I'm going to have it generate a list of moves that you've made, and I only want the 0 to fade away after you've left the square. Okay, so what I'm going to do is every time you click on one of them in solve mode, instead of checking if this one is 0, I'm going to go through and check all of them, and if they are 0, then we'll add the fallen class. If x isn't equal or y isn't equal, then we're fine. Fill them all with 1s, go to solve. Is it actually deselecting them though? Let's find out. Yeah, it is actually deselecting them. Well, that's interesting, because I know I remove the animate class sometimes. Oh, I remove it immediately after. Oh, wow. That's really weird. Okay, fascinating. That's how I had to do it, huh? You have to add it. Oh, wow. You have to add it and then take it away after the animation's done. That's amazing. Okay, well, I can do that. Okay, so I did figure out how to do what I wanted. Um, so first of all, I've added this nice cursor default to the fallen class so that they're now unclickable and the pointer doesn't go from, you know, from arrow to pointer when they're fallen. So the way that it works, so yeah, first of all, they're basically unclickable because as soon as the fallen ones, because yeah, if we're in solve mode and the current one equals 0, then you just don't do anything at all. Don't even update the selection. So what happens is this part is delayed. This thing where it goes through and changes everybody who has a 0 to be fallen. That's now delayed by 150 milliseconds, which is enough time for the blue to turn mostly black, and then it'll fade away after that because the fallen class will make it transparent. Great, so then we'll refresh here, fill in all ones, and we'll go. See how they turn to black before they turn transparent? I like that a lot. That's exactly what I wanted. And now you can't click anything else, you see. All the fallen ones, you can't click them anymore. You can click this, but that doesn't do anything. It's already selected. Then you can start over and do this one. Yeah, I gotta fix that where the reset has to set that one back to the selected one. Let's do that right away. It's bugging me. Selected equals square 1 1. Update selection. Whole bunch of ones. Go to solve, reset, good. And then what we're gonna do is play the solve sound if we've ended up in the bottom right corner with everything being 0. Yeah, if you click on this one and everything is 0, if x equals 4 and y equals 4 and n equals 0, audio solve dot play. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the solve will play, and then otherwise the step will play. Great. Let's see if that works. Oh, a bunch of ones, please. Charlie cheating, but I don't care. And it only plays once. Perfect. So the really fun part that I was waiting to tell you about is that I also am going to implement this part where it generates the puzzle for you. I'm going to have another mode, another button that changes it from expert mode to like free play mode, like play the game mode. So you can, so it'll just generate one for you and you can just try and solve it. That one will definitely enforce the movement. Yeah, and then it'll gray out this button entirely because you won't be able to change anything about it. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put 2 more buttons in, yeah, free movement or enforce movement, and then expert or play. Yeah, it just adds extra work when you have to add the save buttons on there. Could put it below and you could like save the state a few times or something. Yeah, you know what? I am going to put in save states. Let's see. We wanted Okay, so this is a different button. This is the movement button. Free movement. Enforce movement. That's going to be, those are going to be long buttons. This is the movement button, and it's already going to have the free class, I think. Yeah. Oh. Oh, cool. It already wraps. That's nice. Expert play. Toggle class. Play. Play thing. So when it's play, it says play. Or when it's not play, it says expert. Yay. Cool. That doesn't do anything yet, but it will. Okay. Right, and then we want to enforce movement, which means I am going to then be, I'm going to be copying this code and translating it into JavaScript. Okay, so I have made some changes, and I have, the big thing is that I implemented this big function up here, attempt move, which has all the exact same movement rules as right here inside the actual module. So yeah, there is now a way to enforce movement. So let me just make one that's actually possible. Okay, so here's one that's actually possible. And if I don't restrict movement, I can just go wherever. I don't get the solve sound, of course, because I didn't do it right. But if I do enforce movement, you can't just go wherever. You actually have to follow the rules, and then only when you end up there do you get the solve sound, because you can do this another way. You can go. So that also got rid of all the blocks, but you didn't end up in the exit, so you didn't get the solve sound. So that's fun. And then you can mute the sound too, which isn't nearly as fun, but it does work. This one switches it into read mode, where you can then change anything you like. You can type in all the numbers. Yeah. Yeah, and then this one obviously changes from letting you go wherever to not letting you go wherever. To go in the square movements. That one mutes it, and this one will generate a game for you. So then I think what we want to do is figure out how the saves are going to work. So yeah, I'm not sure how the saves will work like that. If you switch back to the regular mode, what will happen? Because I want to be able to save the state in both in read mode and in solve mode. You know, so if I go here and I mess this up, now there's no longer a button I can click to go back to what I had there. Oh, one thing is that I haven't actually used the movement cache yet, so I want to add that. I want to add that. Place for that down here somewhere. And I'm gonna want a way to hide the solution too. I think I only want to have one of them though, one text field that's either your solution or the correct solution. We're gonna have two arrays, and then I think we can display either one depending on what mode you're in. So in read mode, I guess it's just not there, the solution string. Yeah. So I think we still want to do this always. Yeah. You want to always check if it's a valid move because that will help keep track of the position. Right, yeah, because that'll keep track of which way you're facing. Yeah. Okay, span class equals solution. Toggle class show. Toggle class invisible on dot solution. Dot solution. You know what? Why don't we just make it color transparent because it's just text. Transition. 1 second. 0.5 seconds. This one's going to say hide solution. This one's going to say show solution. It's called show sol. Silly. There. Solution invisible. That's not what I wanted. There. There we go. Show solution, hide solution. If movement equals move enforce dot solution span. There we go. That solution span dot text joined together with commas and spaces, please. It's not doing anything, right? Good. Okay. So solve. Oh, cool. Sweet. Oh, it didn't reset the... Oh, yes, it did. It just didn't update it. Function reset position. What it needs to do in those cases is this every time. At least that much. Oops, there. Yeah, that's all you need to do. You don't need to do the math at all. Okay, so yeah, all of this. Reset position. And then this, all of this down here is exactly the same thing. Okay, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. It's an easy one to generate. Okay, we haven't done anything yet. Solve. Cool. Down, down, down. Right. I guess that's right. Left. Cool. So yeah, the next thing would be to get save states working. Okay, so we already have a reset board button. It's over on the right side. Yeah, and we can do a reset everything too. And reset saves, yeah. I'm gonna put it here and the solution will be down there. Okay. Okay. Oh, hey, look at that. Awesome. All right, that's good. And then we're going to use the way that these saves work. Remove class fallen. We're going to actually get rid of that from everybody. And then reset position. Solution, add class invisible. Okay, so we go like this. And then we go dunk, 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 dunk. So all of those have changed now, and we go reset all. Goes back to the way it was. Read, free, sound, expert, hide. Great, and this is up in the corner and everything's 0. Awesome. And it definitely did the reset pause thing, so okay, that's good. Resetting board is already a thing, it's right there. Oh, wow, I remembered. I gotta fix that. Game, let's see, what is it? Original game grid? Yeah, I'm gonna fix that. Reset all, reset. Cool. Okay, so what's, oh man, there's so many things here. Okay, so most of what we need to save is the, let's see here. I think we should be able to do this in order. I think we should be able to do like save the state of all squares. Yeah. Save the state of all squares. I mean, these things don't ever do anything, so I guess we could be specific and say all net squares and comma. Hopefully we can also do the classes on all buttons too. Tool buttons specifically. Dot tools button. Because that's what these are, right? They're inside the tools thing. Yeah. Tools button. Those are going to have classes for sure. And then I don't know if we need anything else from an array. I don't think so. Oh, hold on. I needed to take a look at something there. Oh, those were all classes. Okay. Some of the, oh, so this was transform. Okay. Yeah. I think we only, oh, no, we need to save the disabled state too. Save state class, save state disable. This one will be copying tools button. Instead of their attributes, we are going to be copying their disabled property. It's not text, so you might want to save it like this. Let's see. Okay, I think that's everything that we are going to want to save. All the button states and everything. Okay, so that's, well, yeah, it's not, but. Okay, so the classes, we have to save all the classes. And lots of things. The variables, we have to save all the variables. From here to there in selection, change, do that. Thank you. Okay. So then, yeah, and then what we have to do is add it to all of these guys. S underscore. Yeah, change the global one to the local one that we saved here. Okay. Button.save. I don't think we even need that in there. There. Now they're all the right size. Cool. I don't know if it works, but it's there. Let's find out, huh? Yeah, I'm glad that everything still looks pretty good in light mode or dark mode. Oh, you can't turn around. Oh, I managed to. Oh, no, no, no. This is totally impossible. I don't care, it's fine. Okay, and then you can't turn around anymore. Cool. All right, yep. Solution looks good in both modes. Great. And then here, same thing, but you're restoring the real ones from the saved ones. There's going to be a lot of data to save, but okay. Actually, go ahead and let's do ones. Save. Click that one. Just go back. Cool. There we go. Now it's working. Save again. Let's go back to this. And then, okay, cool. Boink, 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 boink. Save. Go like this. Read, free, sound, expert, hide. Go back to this one. Those are grayed out. You play show solution. Cool. I don't know if that's where my thing was, but my highlight. Oh, right. Yeah, it was. It was. Okay. So because it restored everything, I should actually be able to go like this and save it again. Yep, there we go. Let's go to here. Let's make that one a 2 and this one a 0 and reset and save there. So we got this, we got that. Now I can go back to it, what I was working on. So let's play. And let's save it there. And let's go back to what I was doing here. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Yeah, I can't make that a new save. Okay. But what we can do is fill everything with ones from here. Yeah, go back. Fill all the ones there, save it there. Now go back to what I was doing, please. Wow. And I want to replay that part of the game, please. Perfect. Okay, well, it seems to be working pretty well. Now all we gotta do is code in the part where it does generates the game for you and write some instructions. That's really fun. Okay, so now I will now I'll just convert this this part into JavaScript and add it so that it does that when you press play. When you press expert, I guess. Okay, I have now implemented that algorithm. So yeah, I just had to take all of this, convert it to JavaScript, and so I have had to make a couple of adjustments, as is usual in debugging code. You know, a couple of things didn't work, like the way that the movement list was being affected, because now we've got several things that change it. The button can change it. If it's restoring the state, it needs to store the state of it. It needs to actually set it to a null list actually before it does any reassignment. So that's interesting. Keep that in mind for if you add saves to yours. Also, I had to make sure that this movement list wasn't affected by resetting the position unless if we're in play mode. So yeah, not in play mode, don't do that. Because it's using the same lists in this. This is the JavaScript equivalent of generating the maze or the puzzle. So yeah, it's affected. This solution thing down here is shared by the generator function and by when you just do it yourself, you know. Oops. All right, and when you're in freestyle mode, it doesn't do that. You have to enforce movement before it'll start filling that in. So then it'll do that. So yeah, it has to be enforced movement. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense because then, you know, because if you can call that a right, you can call that a down, this a left, and that an up. But if you're not enforcing movement, what's this? You know, that's not any of those things. So diagonally. So it just doesn't make sense unless you're enforcing movement. So I just don't have it do anything there. But anyway, so yeah, I did that, and now check it out. When you click here, there you go. There's a random puzzle, and here's the solution for it. If you want to see it, you know, you can just kind of work on it yourself. I screwed this up. Yep. Well, maybe. I think so, though. Yeah, it's dead now. Yep. Oh no, it's not. There we go. So I can save that. Oh, I wish I had saved what the solution was. Oh, and in fact, I can't. It doesn't write down what the answer. Right. It doesn't write down the answer that you did. I could do that. I could make it show the path that you took separate from the solution. Let's do that. It sounds like fun. And now I'm thinking I ought to collapse these entirely because we're gonna have instructions. Oh, I'll probably put the instructions up here actually. So you know what? I'll just make another one. I only have one thing called path in the whole document, so yeah, there it is. Okay, they're both going to be invisible, and I think we're gonna put another spacer in there, and so yeah, there we go. Movement list to answer list, just in the selection. Okay, and then we just have to make a new one right here. Okay, so that doesn't affect the movement list. I think actually we want to get rid of that now. I think we want it to affect this now whenever you're enforcing, yeah. So this is no longer the solution one though. Okay, so now we actually have to save the answer thing too. Okay, so we have to put this up here. It's a different list now. Yeah. And we have to make sure we restore it to answer list from saved answer list, path from movement list, solution from answer list. There we go. Okay, so here's what we do. We make it toggle that class and make it identical to this one. So we say .path.has class invisible. So there we go. So now we're saying, yeah, please give it the same. If this one has it, give it to this one too. That should work. I don't even know how we got to the state where we found it, but let's see. Play here. Save that. Okay, now it's showing both. Okay, and then we go back to this. Yep, that path got cleared. Oh, the solution's no longer relevant. Don't think I want that much space between them. How about like 1 millimeter? Cool. Yeah, I like them much closer together like that. That's very cool. Okay. Well, that's pretty much done then. This manual. I call that done. Gotta check for bugs and stuff, but yeah, pretty much. I think. Oh, you know what? One thing we might want to do is add difficulty. We could change it the number of moves because the algorithm requires it to be exactly 30 moves. I mean, certain numbers are probably going to be impossible. Let's see. Is that true? I think that's true. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the minimum. Can we do 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the same. I don't think you can do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wonder if it always has to be an even number of moves. Probably. I think the odd ones are always going to be impossible. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's always going to be even, I think. Okay. Yeah, we could do that. We could put in a plus and minus thing somewhere, like right here. Just a plus and minus right there that increases the number of moves by 2 or decreases down to 6 or like 10. You know, I probably wouldn't want to do any less than like 10 moves. 15. There's a valid puzzle. I mean, that's how it works. That's how this thing makes its, that's how it generates it. It just kind of meanders. It's like, I'll follow the rules. Okay. So, what I want, I like how it can sometimes generate ones with zeros. That's pretty cool, and those just go away. Right, so I think what we want to try to do then, yeah, is have a thing that increases the number of moves by 2. We could use the plus and minus keys again to do that. It's always 30 moves. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, I've definitely seen it where the first one is 0. Stage number. Bet you that thing has a, yup. Wow, that's a lot of style stuff there. Well, okay. That's not font 35. Is it not called state? It is called that. Oh, it gets reset in a later one, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I have gotten this to a very nice state. I've added in the moves tally here. You can change this. I can also use the keys on my keyboard to move it up to 60 or down to 10 here. So it's kind of fun. There you go. There's a 10 move solution. 10 move puzzle. Didn't even have to move my mouse. Did you see that? That's because I also added in these direction things, WASD and arrows. So basically it calculates where it's going to land on the grid when you move up, down, left, or right. And then it says, all right, click that square, and that's it. It's very simple. So whether I click this one or if I push the right arrow, it's the same thing because it's like, oh, go find the one that it would land on and click that one if it's valid. Otherwise, if I go to the right here, it's actually attempting to click on this one, but there isn't one there. So yeah, you can click on this one all you want. It won't do anything because it's invisible. It's disabled. Well, it's fallen. Yeah. So I think I have something in place for that. Oh, it's equal to 0. Yeah. So if any of the ones that are equal to 0 cause this condition where you just immediately leave the click function and doesn't do anything. So yeah. So anyway, that's pretty nice. So this moves thing is adjustable by either clicking the plus and minus buttons or by using the plus and minus keys on your keyboard. Yeah. So it works from number pad and the minus and equals keys on your regular standard keyboard there. It goes up to 60. I figured out that going beyond 60 is just dumb. It doesn't really work. Also, it goes up by 2s because only even numbers are possible to generate a valid solution. A valid puzzle, I mean. It's always going to take an even number of movements to get from here to there, and hitting as many of those as need be. So yeah. So anyway, it's variable from 10 to 60. Beyond 60, it's just boring because you just end up looping over all the squares as much as you can, and then you're left with a reduced puzzle. It's like, nah, it's boring. It's boring beyond 60. So anyway, I've added all that. Yeah, I had to do a couple of fine-tuning bits regarding like how the reset works, how the saves are working. I made sure that the saves also change the move number. So if I go back to 30 and I go back to save 1, it also changes that. So, and anything else too. So if I do like this and I go back, and so you notice it changes all those buttons. Yep. And of course the state of the grid too. And yep, I tested it pretty thoroughly, so I'm pretty happy with it. It's working really well. Yeah, I just reused some code from like other manuals to do this thing. It's, changing the move number and everything. You can watch how I did that on Twister, the Twister interactive video. So it's working really well, and now I'm gonna write the instructions down here, and it'll be finished. I'm gonna. Oh, look at that. That's cool. And when I do this, now it's wow. Okay, so the instructions will be right here. There's plenty of space for it, so I figure why bother putting it down here at all, especially since we have a couple of things floating down there. So I'll put some instructions right there on how to use it, all possible controls. Okay, so yeah, that looks pretty good. Works in mobile, seems to anyway. Works in dark mode and light mode. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Got all my instructions up here. I think it's pretty much done. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun with this. It's nice to to have a manual where you can actually play a game and not just solve a puzzle. And like it'll actually give you a puzzle, you know. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. I'm thinking spilling paint will be the next one, but we'll see.